Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How are you everyone? How was your day today? Alhamdulillah. Where are we today? Intro, you've got mail, wishful thinking, complaints and complaints, I wonder what happened, if it hadn't happened, and what they said. Today, inshallah, we're going to continue with the intro. Okay. Do you remember your homework? Yesterday, the last class, I told you to practice with members of your family. Pretend you want to buy shoes. What would you say? Did you do your homework? Wonderful. Now I have an example for you. Your answer could be like this or different. The assistant, can I help you? I'm looking for black shoes, size 5. Here you are. Okay, I will take it. How can I pay you? Cash, please. You may have different one. Make sure you use the phrases we learned about the assistant. What should the assistant say? And what the customer say. Great. Let's move to this picture here. What can you see here? What can you see in the picture? And where are they? Right? There is a man and a woman. Wonderful. Okay. They are on the street, right? Okay. Yes, the woman is carrying a bag. Okay, what are they talking about? Are they talking? Yes, what are they talking about? What do you think? Look at their hands and the way they're speaking. Right. It's clear that the woman is asking for what? The woman is asking for directions. Excellent. She's asking for directions, and the man is giving her the direction. So today, inshallah, what are we going to do? We're going to answer questions based on a listening task. Then we're going to practice giving directions and ask and answer questions about a book and a book plot. Let's get started. How do people know the directions? Now, we said that in the picture, he was giving her directions. People in the past, how do you know about directions or you give the directions? They use the compass, yes, to tell them where the north is, south, east, and west. And also, with the compass, what do they use? Right, they use map. Yes, they use the map. Street map, the city map, the country map, to know the places and the directions. And nowadays, what do we use? Yes, with the internet, we use the GPS. We use the GPS to give directions. Now, from the last class, we remember our friends, Amal and Yasmin. Where were they? Yes, they were in the mall. Do you remember them? How did Amal and Yasmin pay for the gown? They were buying a gown. How did they pay for the gown? And then, what did they talk about while they were going to the bank? They asked for direction for the bank. While they were going to the bank, what did they talk about? Now, what are you going to do now? You're going to listen to the conversation and answer these two questions. Question 1, how did Amal and Yasmin pay for the gown? Question 2, what did they talk about while they were going to the bank? Okay. Listen and answer these two questions. You can follow in your book and underline or circle the answers.
Right. We'll take it. Do you accept this type of credit card?
Actually, we'd prefer cash.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll have to go to the bank and get some cash. Could you tell us how to get to the nearest bank?
Yes, of course. Walk out the door and turn right. You'll see some elevators on your right. Go down to the ground floor. The bank is between the elevators and a large sports store. You can't miss it.
By the way, I noticed you were reading the book that we bought the other day. Are you enjoying it?
I can't put it down. It has an incredible plot. It's full of suspense, and events are totally unpredictable. It's not like many boring detective novels where you know what's going to happen next without reading. It's a good, well-written book. You should read it.
Okay, so Amal and Yasmin are continuing their conversation. They first asked about the direction, then while they were going to the bank, they were talking about the book. Our questions, question number 1, how did they pay for the gown? Did they pay cash or credit card? Right, yes, they pay cash. They don't accept credit card at the store, so they have to pay cash. The second question, what were they talking about? Yes, They were talking about the book that they bought the other day. They bought a book the other day and they were talking about that book. Okay, let's continue. Now here we have true and false statement. You're going to listen again and write T for true, F for false. Read the questions first before you listen. Question 1, sentence 1, the elevators are on the left. True or false? Sentence 2, the bank is between the elevators and a large sports store. 3, the bank is in the ground floor. 4, the events in the book are totally unpredictable. 5, Yasmin enjoys reading the book she bought. Are you ready? Listen and write T for true, F for false.
Right. We'll take it. Do you accept this type of credit card?
Actually, we'd prefer cash.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll have to go to the bank and get some cash. Could you tell us how to get to the nearest bank?
Yes, of course. Walk out the door and turn right. You'll see some elevators on your right. Go down to the ground floor. The bank is between the elevators and a large sports store. You can't miss it.
By the way, I noticed you were reading the book that we bought the other day. Are you enjoying it?
I can't put it down. It has an incredible plot. It's full of suspense, and events are totally unpredictable. It's not like many boring detective novels where you know what's going to happen next without reading. It's a good, well-written book. You should read it.
Okay, did you find the answers? True or false? Sentence 1, the elevators are on the left. Is it right or wrong? Is it true or false? Yes, it's false. Where are the elevators? On the right. Yes, excellent. Okay, the bank is between the elevators and a large sports store. True, excellent. The bank is in the ground floor. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. It is in the ground floor. The events in the book are totally unpredictable. When Yasmin was talking about the book, what did she say? Right, correct. The events were unpredictable. Yasmin enjoyed reading the book she bought. While she was speaking, how did you feel? That she enjoyed the book or she didn't like the book? Yes, true, she enjoyed the book. She said that it's full of suspense, I can't put it down, and so on. Wonderful. Okay, how did Amal and Yasmin ask about directions to the bank? How did the assistant reply? Now, usually when you ask about directions, how do you ask for directions? How did they ask in the conversation? Yes, they said, could you tell us how to get to the nearest bank? Could you tell us how to get to the nearest bank? This was the question. They asked for what? They asked for direction, yes. Could you tell us how to get to the nearest bank? What was the reply? Walk out the door and turn right. You'll see some elevators on your right. Go down to the ground floor. The bank is between the elevators and a large sports store. You can't miss it. Go straight and take the second turning on the left. Turn right and right again. Notice the highlighted word here. Do you see the highlighted word? Usually we use these words when we are giving directions. So here he says, start with walk out the door and turn right. Walk out, turn right. The elevator's on your right. Go down, between, and go straight. Take the second turning. Then you have turn right. So we use these words when we are giving directions. Also, what structure do we use? Yes, we say go down, turn right. We use these structures to give directions. Wonderful. Okay. How can I ask for directions? You have here more examples. Say excuse me before you ask a person to be more polite. To make it sound like a question, make your voice go up on me. How are you going to say excuse me? Excuse me, you're going to make it up. So it would sound like a question. Excuse me, you're going to go up on me. This is the first step. Then look at the examples. Excuse me, how do I get to the railway station, please? Or to the supermarket, please? Any place. Look at the structure. Start with excuse me, raising your tone, your voice at me, and end your with please. Excuse me, where is the nearest post office, please? Where is the nearest, please? Excuse me, I'm looking for the number 6 bus stop. So first, start your sentence or question with excuse me, end it with please. Make your tone up on me so it will sound like a question. Excuse me. And you can use where, how do I get to, where is the nearest, I'm looking for, when you're asking for directions. Phrases and words for giving direction. Now it's your turn, you're going to give directions. What are you going to use? Imagine that you are the person who's giving directions. You can use turn, left or right, go straight, at the lights, when you come to the crossroads, go straight on at the light when you come to the crossroad, go across the roundabout, you have the roundabout, go across the roundabout, take the first turning, take the first road, take the first street on your left or on your right. Then you will see, or you'll come to a bank, or you'll come to a supermarket, a landmark on the street. Then don't take the first road, or you can give directions about not taking the road. So this is the phrases you use when you are giving direction. Okay, let's practice together. Excuse me, where can I? How do you complete this? Find a supermarket or go to a supermarket? Right. Where can I find a supermarket? Now, another one when you are asking about direction. Excuse me, how can I? Do we say find the railway station or get to the railway station? Which one are you going to use, find or get? Yes, right, get. How can I get to the railway station? How can I get to the bookstore? How can I get to the supermarket? Another practice. It's your turn. Excuse me, how I get to the center of town? Do or will? Excuse me, is this the way for the railway station? Good or right? Wonderful. How do I get to the center of town? Yes. The following one, is this the? Yes. Excellent. Is this the right way for the railway station? Last practice. Excuse me, could you me directions for the motorway? Give or tell. Excuse me, is there a bank near here or right here? Which one sounds right? You can try both. Which one sounds right? Okay. Could you give me the directions? Excellent. Second one, excuse me, is there a bank? Right, near here. Is there a bank near here? Wonderful. Now look at the map here. Look at the question for direction. Excuse me, how can I get to the bookstore? You are here, and this is the bookstore. How can I get to the bookstore? Can you practice giving directions? First, what are you going to do? When you go out from the building, turn right, take the first left, then go straight until you reach what do we have here? The bridge, right? Cross the bridge and go straight. The bookstore will be on your right, in front of the what? What do you have here? The police station, in front of the police station. Wonderful. So remember how to give direction using turn, go straight, stop, near, in front of, between, cross, and so on. This is the bookstore. Now you are at the bookstore. Do you like reading books? Now we're talking about bookstores. Do you like reading books? What type of books do you like to read? Imagine that you are at the bookstore or you are at the library. What kind of book do you like to read? Do you like to read books about science, about space, about inventions? Do you like to read novels, stories? What kind of books do you like to read? Oh, wonderful. Reading is very important. Why is reading important? Any kind of book. It strengthens your language, yes, whether your native language or another language, and it gives you information, broaden your mind, yes, wonderful. Okay, how did Yasmin talk about her book? Now, in the conversation, Yasmin and Amal were talking about a book they bought. How did she express her opinion about her book? What did she say? Do you remember? You can check your conversation. She said, it has an incredible plot, describing the book. I can't put it down. It's full of suspense, or you can say it's full of surprises. You don't know what's going to happen next because it's full of suspense and surprises. It's unpredictable. The events are unpredictable. It is an interesting story based on real facts. It is an interesting story based on real facts. So here, from these words, we notice that Yasmin liked the book or she didn't like the book. Right, she liked the book. What did she say? It has an incredible plot. The plot, the story itself is incredible. What else? The way the book is written, because it is written in a well-written way. She said, I can't put it down. I enjoy reading it. I can't put it down. Some books, when you read them, you finish them at the same day because you can't put them down. Other books are boring. You just read 2 pages, 3 pages and leave them. This book is what she can't put the book down. And also she said it is full of surprises and some suspense because you don't know what's going to happen next in the story. It is unpredictable. It is an interesting story based on real facts. This is the way Yasmin described the book she read. Useful phrases to talk about a book. These are more phrases you can use when you are talking about a book and you like the book. When you like the book, what do you say? I couldn't put it down. I stayed up all night reading it. I tore through it in a day. I finished the book in a day. I've read it twice because I like it. I read it twice and it happened. I highly recommended it because I like it and I know you, I recommended it for you. So when you are talking about a book you read and you want to show that you like the book, these are the phrases you use. I couldn't put it down. I stayed up all night reading it. I tore through it in a day. I've read it twice. I highly recommended it. Learn 1 phrase, 2 phrases, and use them when you are talking about your favorite book. On the other hand, if you don't like the book, what would you say? I couldn't get into it. I struggled to finish it. If you like it, you would finish it in a day, but you struggled to finish it, it means you didn't like the book. It's the worst book I've ever read. I struggled to finish it. I couldn't get into it. To show your opinion about a book when you're talking to a friend. Okay, complete the spaces. Use phrases to talk about a book. Hi Jane, how are you doing today? I'm good. I just got out of my class. I'm done for the day. What about you? Did you just get out of the class too? No, I have been out of class since early this afternoon, and I have been reading this new book. I just bought it. I just bought. How do you find it? What do you think the answer is going to be? It has an incredible plot. And then you have also another further explanation for the book. So, do you think I would enjoy reading it? The last book I read was expressing her opinion here. Jane about her book. What did Lisa say? And then, nice, I will read it then. So from the conversation, before you're starting to fill in, do you think that she liked the book? She liked her book? Lisa, yes, how do you know? What does she say here? It has an incredible plot. So you're going to use phrases that shows her, yes, interest in the book, that she's interested in the book. Okay, go ahead. Remember the phrases we use? You can use them, they are in your book. You can check your book, or you check the conversation between Amal and Yasmin. So here, how do you find it? What could she say? She could say, I'll show you my answer, maybe you have different one. She could say, I can't put it down, right? What else? What could she say? Yes, I finished it in a day. I couldn't sleep without finishing it. Yes, any phrase that would explain that she's interested in the book. It has an incredible plot. What else? She's explaining more about the events, about the plot, about the characters. What would she say? It's full of suspense, right? The events are unpredictable, right? Excellent. What else? It's full of surprises. You couldn't guess what's going to happen next, right? Explaining the characters are bravo, the characters are interesting, or it has mysterious parts. Any explanation. What about Jane? Do you think I would enjoy reading it? Because she has a bad experience with the book she read. The last book I read was, what would she say? Right, you can say boring, very simple. The last book I read was boring. Then, what would Lisa say? What do you think? Right, I highly recommended it. I highly recommend it for you to read it because I really like it, and you're my friend. The last thing, nice, I will read it then. So remember, when you are talking about a book and you want to show that the book is nice and you are interested in it, use the suitable phrases. Learn at least 2 phrases about the book itself, to show that you like the book, and 2 phrases to show that you don't like the book. Wonderful. Your homework, inshallah, is going to be what? You have 2 options. Either you're going to give directions to a place near your house, give directions to a place near your house, like your school, a supermarket near your house, any landmark near your house, give directions. Or you can do what? Talk about a book you have read. Any book you have read, talk about it, whether you like it or you don't like it. Make sure to use the correct phrases when you are talking about the book. You can talk about the book, the plot, the character, the way it is written, whether you like the book or you don't like the book. So you have 2 options, either giving directions about a place near your house or talking about a book you've read. Remember to use the correct phrases, whether for the directions or for describing your book. Thank you. See you next class.